Hello, I'm Raggy Omar and this is Witness. The relationship between a father and his daughter is often deep and frequently complex. Imagine then the pressures on a relationship where father and daughter have been separated for almost a decade but are now living together under the threat of impending war. That's the story of Derek Dergam and his daughter Chloe, whose life in the embattled suburbs of Beirut is overshadowed by the conflict with Israel. It means that Derek and Chloe are surrounded by weapons because they live in that part of Lebanon controlled by Hezbollah fighters doing daily battle with the State of Israel. And the relationship each of them has with the family arsenal is profoundly different. Rodrigo Vasquez's film, Family Life with Hezbollah, is an intimate portrait of a father and daughter whose relationship with the gun is just as important as with each other.
Take us 2 minutes to get to the house. Take the pistol, put it in the house and walk out.
If you're stuck in Beirut's southern suburbs and you need to get out, call Dergam. Especially if you're trying to film strikes and demonstrations against a fragile Lebanese government in the part of town controlled by the Islamic movement Hezbollah.
At 6 o'clock in the morning, we get out of the house, we see all people burning cars, burning tires all over the place. And it'll be better if we go some different location right now.
Since the assassination of Prime Minister Hariri, violence between different political and religious factions has been brewing in Lebanon.
In the 2006 summer war with Israel, Dergam became involved with Hezbollah's territorial army. He also worked with foreign journalists, doing a bit of everything.
Well, cameraman, fixer, driver. Actually, you call it, I am.
Israel's bombing of Lebanon unleashed massive protests against the Lebanese government, which was viewed by many Lebanese as ineffective at defending the country against foreign intervention.
Anti-government strikes and demonstrations backed by the Islamic movement Hezbollah have prompted clashes between the various factions, bringing back dark memories of the civil war that devastated Lebanon from 1975 to 1990. Dergam lives in Beirut's southern suburbs, the Dahia, where the Islamic movement Hezbollah has its intelligence and military headquarters.
Dergam lives next door to his father's house, where Dergam's daughter Chloe lives with her grandparents.
In Beirut's southern suburbs, people's relationship with guns can be as important as those they establish with one another, even within the family.
The Shia families of Dahia are Hezbollah's constituency, one that was first organized by a cleric called Muqtada al-Sadr, founder of the Amal Islamic movement.
33 years ago, Amal was beginning to emerge as a secular political movement representing Beirut's poor Shiites. It recruited young Shia men to its militias fighting against the other religious factions at war. Dergam was already a trained fighter when he joined Amal at 14.
We are 5 boys and 1 girl, middle-class family. We were having a good life till the war started in Lebanon, 75. We saw the killings, we saw the dead people just hanging out the windows.
الأهلية بتخوف كتير. شو بدي أتذكر يعني كل شيء سيء، كل شيء مر، كل شيء قهر. العالم بتموت بالطريق بقوصوا بعضهم، عرفتي؟ بعدين نحن هربنا كتير من بلد لبلد لبنان حتى ننجي أولادنا كانوا صغار.
The first time I saw a weapon, it was a Christian militia around Ba'abda area. That was the beginning of the conflict. One day my brother decided he wanted to go up in the mountain. So he did. He stepped on a landmine once. that landmine was laid by the Christians. He lost his leg. And one day he decided he wanted to go to the beach for a swim. Drowned. I was maybe 14. They put it in our mind that the Christian is coming to slaughter the Muslims. The next thing you're going to think about is to grab a gun.
Dergam's first gun was an AK-47, a Kalashnikov.
That's what Santa Claus bring you in Lebanon here. Oh my God, brand new.
He spot more than once since.
Oh, sweet baby! Yeah, I tell you. Yep, this is it right here.
In the southern suburbs, many families have an arsenal of guns.
Ooh, yes, they call it a scorpion right here. That's a sweet little baby right here. That's what makes Dahlia special. That's right. You are well protected. There's no government in this country to protect Dahlia.
Do you remember what you felt when they first put the gun in your hand?
Oh, I felt in heaven. War is a dirty business. When you have fighters running the streets, they steal, they rob, they kill. It's a dirty business. كيف فتت هيدي كانت المنظمة الوحيدة للشيعة ولأهل الضاحية بالذات يحموا حالهم فيها. وطبعا حركة أمل مننا وفينا كانت أثناء ما كان في حزب الله.
لو كان حزب الله أول كنت فتشي ولا كنت؟
ايه طبعا. لو كان حزب الله طبعا كنا حزب الله اثناءها، مش معناتها انه نحن ضد حركة الأمل، بالعكس حركة الأمل مننا وفينا. بس بالنسبة لنا الحزب هون أكتر شوي، بدك تعتبر فيه قوة أكتر شوي. بس اثنين مننا وفينا طبيعة الحال. يلا.
After a year spent in street fights, Dergam's best friend was killed and his family decided to get him out of Lebanon before it was too late. Dergam's family had friends in America and managed to get him on a flight to Atlanta, Georgia.
درغام كان عمره 15 سنة بأمريكا.
My family were begging me just to leave. They know someone in America and they take care of me and took off.
Dergam became an illegal migrant worker there, where he met Jacqueline. A year later, she was pregnant with Chloe.
This is Chloe. Oh, memories, memories.
Dergam and Jacqueline decided to give birth to Chloe in Beirut. When she was born, they left her there with Dergam's mother and went back to America.
I live here from I was born. I lived here with my grandpa and my grandma. All my friends are here in Dahlia, and I lived all my life here. My mom is American. She came here. She was pregnant with me, and after she gave birth to me, she left. It's so difficult how to explain that my grandparents had raised me, but they are my parents.
9 years after leaving Chloe in Beirut, Dergam was deported back to Lebanon because he was found in illegal possession of a gun. He returned to a rented flat next door to where Chloe and her grandparents live.
She's looking for Ramadan. is my grandma, it's my mom.
Chloe's mother has only visited her daughter once.
اجت امها كانت حبلة ب7 أشهر، حامل 7 أشهر، وضلت هون لولدت. صرنا نعمل لها اوكو كل شهر مشان بيبي نشوف منيح ولود كذا هيك. انا كنت مبسوطة كتير 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 مبسوطة وحبيتها كتير. ووقت ما امها عملت اوكو وبينت حبيتها على صورة الأوكو، بين وجهها وبينت هيك راسها وحاطة إيدها بتمها هي وببطن مامي أمها. يعني كنت فرحانة كتير كتير وحبيتها هيك. هيدي أحلى ذكرى عندي كانت. أما فلت دشرتها وفلت كان عمرها جمعة وهي طلعت من المستشفى لعندي وأنا احتضنتها.
This is my mom. This is me. This is my grandma. Her eyes was looking straight to my grandma, as if she was telling her, I'm leaving her for you.
Join me after the break when the underlying tensions of this relationship begin to crack the fragile stability of family life for Derek and Chloe. Welcome back. You're watching Witness. Derek Dergam and his daughter Chloe are struggling to maintain a normal family life as the political situation in Lebanon deteriorates. In part 2 of Family Life with Hezbollah, the strains are beginning to take over.
In spite of spending 9 years living in 2 completely different worlds, Chloe and Dergam still have a strong bond. Yet, their living in 2 different worlds for so long is sometimes difficult to overcome.
مش هتبطل هالحركات؟ شو عم تستفيد من هذا كله طيب؟ شو فيها؟ منظر كتير مثير محاطة سلاح ببيتك؟
شو بيأثر؟
لا بيأثر كتير. سلاح اللي بيحاربوا فيه، نحن ما بنحارب بشيء.
صحيح. طبعا بدنا مش هنحارب فيه.
لك وين؟
لو بدنا بنحارب فيه أكيد. بس لازم يكون عندنا على طول سلاح.
كرمال
إسرائيل. حارب فيه ساعتها.
شو مين يحارب عنك؟
إيه ما بدو.
تعرف سلاح هواية مين؟
زعران.
لا. هواية المافيات.
نحن مش مافيا. نحن مش مافيا. نحن بدنا نكون على طول منتبهين في حال صار شيء، بس سلاحك معك، سلاحك شرعي اساسا. هذا سلاح شرعي ضروري يكون بايدك ببيتك. مرخص من الدولة.
منظره حلو كتير.
اوه وعازته منظره كتير حلو. هلا منظره بشع لانه ما له عازة. She's open mind. Even she's very strict when it comes to religion and all that. But she's an open-minded person, and she's definitely. She don't like the Americans at all. She doesn't even care about getting the American citizenship. A lot of people actually they dream about getting the American citizenship. But Chloe just don't care about it at all. She don't want to even hear it. I feel blessed she is here with me in Lebanon. She does her own thing. She chooses to be religious. She chooses to wear the veil. It's up to her.
يا أبا القاسم
He's a good person. He's funny. I love him. He's my dad. He's my dad, but he never, he never let me feel that he's my dad. He's always like a friend, He's so different than me in everything, and even though in beliefs.
تشرب؟ لا انت حتشرب من وراي او تشرب بوجهي يعني ما هي زيادة حتشرب حتشرب يعني ونحن برمضان. عارف احنا بيا شاي ولا ناسي حالك انت وين؟
ما فيكش.
اذا كان عنده الواحد سبب انه يفطر فيه فبيستر على حاله وما بيقعد بيشرب قدام العالم، انت بدون سبب عم تشرب قدامي.
ما شربت.
بس لو معك كنت شربت.
لا عم شو بدك تقولي بس.
عم شو بدي ايش؟
شو عم بيصير هون؟
It's very bad. I feel that I should not respect this guy because he's disrespecting others, so it's very bad. He wants me to live my life, to go out and wear shorts and jeans and stuff. He thought that this is gonna make me happy, but he doesn't know that what makes me happy is when I close my eyes to sleep and I think that I'm not doing things that God hates.
Chloe and Dergam hardly ever go out together, but the opening of the Hezbollah Museum to celebrate the 2006 summer war with Israel seems like the ideal opportunity to do it. The museum was set up as a display of how Hezbollah defeated the Israeli troops in southern Lebanon. Inside, they find the portrait of Hezbollah's leader Hassan Nasrallah next to weapons and allegories of their military successes. The museum reveals just how sophisticated Hezbollah's propaganda machine has become, targeting children and teenagers through video games, and an audiovisual show on how the Israelis were defeated and humbled by the Islamic fighters. There is even a section dedicated to the enemy.
They put the American leaders' pictures because they believe it was an American war with the hand of the Israelis, but actually it's an American war against us.
American is the indirect enemy. Israel is a direct one. But we have that the indirect enemy is the most powerful enemy against us. She looks like a snake. Really? Can you look into her eyes? I guess she represents the American politics in her eyes like this.
And this is the American democracy too. Unbelievable.
I feel bad about that, but this is what Americans want to spread democracy here in the Middle East. This is the American democracy. Now, this is an example. There's millions of examples. There's Iraq, there's Palestine, there's a lot of examples, but this is one of the examples of democracy here in Lebanon.
A few weeks later, the Lebanese government steps down and the political parties cannot agree on how to replace it. Dergam meets with friends who belong to Hezbollah's territorial army, in case they are needed by the party.
I know our people for a fact they will fight the Israelis with their weapons. We should teach all our children, all our kids how to operate and use weapons safely. Definitely that. I am for that. I am definitely for that. Because we have a long struggle ahead of us. This is Lebanon. Lebanese people are an armed society. People are afraid. Most people buy weapons for a simple reason, to protect their own families in case anything happens. There will be no more law.
This is me. I was on a trip with Hezbollah. I went to south of Lebanon, and it was a great day in my life. I saw some Hezbollah guys, and they told us about stories happened with them. They were weird stories, and they were interesting stories. The first time I was in that place, it was a great place.
The way in which unresolved trauma passes violence from one generation to the next is a burden to overcome, not only for Dergam's family, but for Lebanon and the whole Middle East. What is religion giving you that you didn't have before?
Safety.
A challenging and deeply moving insight into the complexities of family life in one of the world's most unstable political environments. Thanks for watching, and I hope you can join me next time on Witness.